What's going on, everybody? Rob A here, and today we're going to take a look at LEGO Ultra Agents, set number 70170, the Ultracopter versus Antimatter. The set has 614 pieces and will range anywhere depending on where you get it. You can get it at most places for about $70. You can go to Toys R Us if you want to pay like $90 for it, I guess. But be that as it may, the set also includes 4 minifigures. You have Max Burns, Solomon Blaze, Kayla Phoenix, and Antimatter. I guess he's the big bad for this particular wave of Ultra Agents. I'm just guessing that, obviously, but he is featured in multiple sets, whereas all the other bad guys are just one set apiece. So it kind of leads me to believe he's like the main bad guy. It's a very cool looking helicopter. I'm a big sucker for LEGO helicopters in general, and this one looks actually really nice. Check out the back here. And you can see some of the play features, the rotating rotors, I guess, the helicopter blades. You've got a little line to lower and raise your minifigs. Something going on over here. Not sure what that's about. Oh, it looks like this unlocks the zip line, and a little spinning device on the bottom here. It comes with an app brick, of course. I can't use it. You can only use this if you have a tablet, and I do not. So, you know, it looks cool. It's nice to get a nice printed piece. Anyway, then of course, flick fire missiles out the wazoo. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this helicopter put together, and we will check it out in just a moment. Alright guys, so here we have the Ultracopter versus Antimatter, and of course, as always, we're going to take a look at the minifigures first. So here we go. Here is Solomon Blaze, and as you can see, he's got quite the serious look on his face. He's got one like bionic leg going on there. Very nice little jacket, gold tie and pin. He does have a double-sided head with just a smirk on one side and like a serious face on the other. You can see very light printing on the back. That is Solomon Blaze. Next up we have Kayla Phoenix. She's got some bright blue hair going on here. Very nice printing on the torso. Some like armor over her tie, which is cool. Just got some bionic knee pads. On the back we have some more really nice printing, and she has no back printing on the back of her head, but that's alright. She's got those cool glasses going on there, and of course, you know, the blue hair. Pretty neat stuff. For the last of the agents, we have Max Burns. He does come with a little stud shooter. Well, I guess you could use it with anyone, but has him with it in the instructions. So you get the little stud shooter. You get this really, really cool helmet. It's very nicely done. It's two-tone plastic. You've got the clear blue and then the crisp white, which really helps to like pick out the details, and really, really looks sharp. I'm very, very glad to have this piece. I think it's really, really well done. It's very cool looking. It's got some clear on the back there as well. And you can see his head sculpt. He's got a scar in the exact same place as Solomon, up in the corner of his head there. No back printing on his head either, but very cool armor in a frosted light blue clear. And that just comes right off. It's not squishy, really. I was expecting it to be kind of rubbery, but it's actually not. There's some actually really nice printing on this as well. You got some nice gunmetal and some white. And then underneath, you got some very nice printing on the torso and legs of the minifigure itself. And then again, on the back. So, really, really nice. Very cool selection of agents with this set. And of course, on to the bad guy, the namesake of the set, Antimatter. And here he is, looking real, real cool. He's got this little platform will show off in just a moment, but he's got this little like antimatter vortex wand thing. It's got this little piece in the back and the gem on the top, and that's really nice. You get a printed disc, which is always cool. You get a nice dark blue cape with this guy, as well as this dark blue hood with the mask. It's all one piece. I'll show that to you guys. So this is like dark clear purpley blue with the little printing on the front there. Very nice looking. And the head itself is just a white. It's actually, it is a glow in the dark head. Let's see if we can't charge that up a little bit. It's supposed to glow in the dark anyway. It's kind of hard to get it just with the lights that I have in the area. Let's see if we can't supercharge this guy a little bit here. There you go. That's got it. So yeah, it does have a glow in the dark head, and of course some really nice detailing on the torso. You get the repeated symbol on the chest front, and then some detailing on the back under the cape as well. So really nice. Let me see if I can supercharge this guy one more time. Just get it charged up, and then of course put his helmet back on so you can see the head and the eyes glowing underneath there. It looks pretty neat. He does come with this little platform of his, which has a couple little flick fire missiles, of course, and it's just basically a couple of discs with these little spinning crystals, so you can kind of have them, you know, flying around on that. And it's actually really neat. It's a nice little design. It's very simple, but it's quite effective, and I think it's pretty cool. So you just pop him on that and have him fly around. And of course, you get a one of the mission pieces. Well, this is the app brick pieces. Now, this is not how it's supposed to be built. The app bricks are actually supposed to be on the outside, but since I have no tablet to actually use these with, I switched them around because I think it just looks better like this. And I stuck an extra stud on the bottom here so you can actually spin it, which I think is pretty neat. So it's kind of like, you know, he can use his little rod here and toss these little antimatter portals around. They just suck everything into it. I think that's pretty cool, but that's, you know, that's just me reusing the pieces that it comes with. But you do get another printed disc, which is really cool to have. On to the helicopter itself. So the Ultracopter itself is surprisingly cool. You know, a lot of the helicopters in recent past, I think my favorite Lego helicopter was the Dino Attack Chopper. I think it was called the Typhoon or something like that. But that was my favorite helicopter from way back in the day. But this one actually is like up there. There have been some real bummer helicopters come out of Lego recently, but this one I think is actually really cool. So you see on the bottom there's a lot of empty space, of course, but that's for functions that we'll get into momentarily. But the chopper itself is a nice good size. As you can see, you got 4 blades on the top there that you can spin by turning this little crank here on the bottom. And the neat thing is that they've staggered the gears so that if you turn it, it actually turns the blades in opposite directions. So I think that is super cool. And if that's, you know, just too much for you, you can, you know, take this top one off and just have the one blade if you feel that that's, like, you know, just too tall or whatever, it's not working for you. But you do get that option, and I think that's a really cool thing that they added in there. So you do have that functionality. You've got 2 cockpits up here. You can see you can open them both up with the classic space seats inside. And you can seat Solomon up there in one. Come on, buddy. This is a little difficult to do while trying to keep everything in camera, so I do apologize, but and then Kayla can sit in the other end. You do have another stud shooter in there. I do apologize, I forgot to mention that. You do have another stud shooter in there. And then just close those up. And you can have those guys piloting the vehicle. You've got some nice guns up front here. You do have stud shooters on either side of the cockpit that do rotate all the way around. You just press on those to fire the studs. I really like that those little stud shooters. I think those are really cool. Not a whole lot going on this side. Most of the action's on the other side, but you can see, you know, the side of the helicopter. You've got an opening here for the interior, which isn't much. It's just basically standing room for a minifigure too. You've got the wings back here. Going back to the rear rotor, which spins freely and is on both sides of the tail. You can see the tail here. There's a little empty spot. That's for some functionality here. But overall, the tail is nice and solid. It's like it's big, it's chunky. It's not just, you know, a couple of plates that we're kind of used to. And I do like the kind of dual rotor that they got back here. On the wings, you can see you do have a couple of missiles on either side, as well as these big engines here. And they are tucked away in the back, but if you push this lever forward, it actually brings the wings out to the sides of the helicopter. And I'm going to bring this back here so you can see it definitely widens that out quite a bit, and gives you access to fire those missiles, and you can use it as, like, you know, supercharged mode or whatever you want to do. And then you can, of course, just bring those right back, and they tuck into the sides again. I'll show you. They tuck in quite nicely on the side of the helicopter. You do have some panels back here that open up. There's not a whole lot of room in there. You can just barely fit a few things on top for storage. It is flat. There are no studs, so you can stick things in there if you want. You could plug some things in on the side here if you so desire. And then these little cups here are just for kind of keeping the side wings going in, you know, the proper direction. You've got a nice little thruster in the back. And then the coolest part of this, well, maybe not the coolest, but definitely another cool part of this is you can open this guy up, and there's a little hose nozzle back here. What you can do is you can put your little Legoman on there. We'll use Max Burns for now, and so he can kind of hang out. You can plug him onto these studs, but for the purpose of this exercise, I'll just kind of leave him a little loose here. You can close it up, and then what you can do is when it's time to deploy, you just stick them down the middle there. And then there is a gear on the side here. You can see this nice blue gear and this gray piece as well. And you can just release that, and it'll release the rope. And then you can just wheel him back in and repeat the thing. So he can do all kinds of cool, like, deploying missions out of the center of the helicopter. You can get that going. He's got a jetpack and everything, and very, very fun playability from this vehicle. I think it's really, really well done. It's nice and solidly put together. There's a lot of Technic in here, but there's also a lot of regular brick building, which I appreciate. You know, all the cockpits are nice, like, slanted pieces that are, you know, held in and put on there. You got the nice side panels kind of holding everything together. You've got some landing gear down here that doesn't really move or anything, so that's just there. But I mean, I was not expecting the rotor to go the way that it does. The kind of dual, you know, the two-directional movement. I certainly wasn't expecting the little rope deployment function to work as well as it does. It really, really does work very nicely. And of course, this piece serves to lock the gear in place. So as long as this is down, he's not going to go, you know, he's not going to fall. And of course the wings were pretty cool. I was not expecting those either because I didn't notice it on the box, so I'm not sure whether or not it's actually listed in the play features, but it's just a really, really cool set. And you can get it for fairly inexpensive. I know Target has it for a decent price, like $60 or something like that. And if you go to Toys R Us, you can of course have them price match that. But it's honestly a really, really worthwhile set. As you can see, it is very large, very big. You know, here's your average minifigure to, you know, as in comparison to the set. So it's definitely a nice, weighty set. It's swooshable. You can hold it back here, no problem. And it's just a lot of fun. A lot of guns and missiles and things, and just a lot of playability. So I definitely recommend this set. I had a lot of fun building it, and I have a lot of fun just messing around with it. So definitely a worthwhile get if it's, you know, on your radar. So that is going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so very much for watching. As always, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course subscribe if you want to see more like it. Stay tuned. We've got a lot more LEGO stuff coming up real soon, so keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.